Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. I have two Canadian whiskeys, both at 40% alcohol and bottled in Kentucky. This is Canadian Peak. I really did this wrong because Canadian Peak is the second oldest Sazerac Canadian whiskey that I have. It says County Line Distillers, but that's Sazerac. Okay, so it was actually introduced in 1961 with a much different label. It's a much different label and bottle design. This is like a fancy bottle with the cork and the wooden cap. So they've positioned it now as like above premium, but it used to just be an inexpensive Canadian whiskey. No age statement, bottled in Kentucky, like I said, by County Line Distillers, but that's Sazerac, okay? I bought this at Hocus Pocus Liquors. And it was $15.99. Hello, Herbie, in India. All right, now this is Harwood, introduced in 1969, replacing the old 1950s Harwoods, which was from Vancouver, Canada, bottled in Vancouver, produced and bottled in Vancouver. This is produced in Canada, of course, but it's bottled in Kentucky, and it's the modern Harwood from 1969, pretty label with the duck. Introduced by Seagram's, and then 30 years later, 1989, sold to Heaven Hill, who still bottles it today, has it produced and bottles it today. Bought this at Dorignacs. It was $14.99 for this plastic handle bottle. Like I said, this was $15.99 for this 750 milliliter glass bottle. It's cheaper if you get the big one, the big glass, but cheaper per ounce. But I didn't need that, nor did I want it. This is enough. Moisturize that cork so we don't have dry rot. Oh, things fused on there. There you go, real cork. If it'll focus. Finally, these Logitech cameras are not the best. So you see, it's got a little mold underneath the cap because humidity does that. Okay. Herbie says, how is Highland Park whiskey? I've never had it, so I could not comment. JV's Hangouts. Go to sleep or wake up, whichever side of the clock you're working from. Laughing out loud. Right. And I'm on the wake up side. All right, so there's Canadian Peak. Put that over there. I'm going to turn the light on momentarily, so don't worry. Harwood. I don't think either one of these have flavoring added. Canadian whiskey is allowed to have flavoring added, but usually Sazerac and Heaven Hill will tell you that on the bottle if it's got flavoring added. These don't say flavoring added, and they don't taste like it. Might have coloring added, caramel color. That doesn't seem to be the case either. They're pretty pale gold. So Harwood is obviously a lot less expensive considering I bought the huge bottle there, $14.99. And that one is $15.99 just for the 750. Last time I checked, Hocus Pocus, I don't go there too much. I don't really have any need to drive 45 miles to a liquor store on United States Highway 61. Very nice store, don't get me wrong. And it's very popular for a reason. They also have a location in central Louisiana, in Alexandria, and West Louisiana, close to Texas. And Lake Charles, about 35 miles east of Texas. So very nice store. I'm sure the one in the other two locations is fine too. But I got enough liquor outlets in my area that I don't need to drive through there. But if I do pass through Prairieville, I will stop there again. Hocus Pocus, beautiful place. Okay, good morning from Ireland as we are getting nailed with an Atlantic gale. Good morning, Joey. Sorry y'all getting hit with that. It's 30 degrees here, Fahrenheit. It's pretty cold. A lot less than Wisconsin, though, which is directly north of Louisiana. Cheers to you, Stanley Wayne. All right, time to roll. Because I like to watch the news at the top of the hour. Smells like some mild grains and oak wood, not charred oak. So smells basic. Not bad basic, just basic, standard Canadian. Yeah, same here. So aroma is a tie. Appearance, they look the same. The aroma, they smell the same, like faint grain and some wood and nothing else really. So only have 2 losses so far. And let's hope it stays that way. Harwood, this could be tough to. Harwood is winning though right now because of the price difference. It's half the price, but everything's even. So if you got 2 products that are even, by default, the cheaper one wins. I mean, there's no other explanation for that. There's no other way to look at it. Okay, sweet grain, oak, honey, possible vanilla. Tastes a lot like Crown Royal, and these are designed to rival Crown Royal. They never will, but that's what they're designed to be. These 2 products are designed to be a cheaper alternative to Crown Royal. Now, you might say, well, why would Seagram's produce that when they had Crown Royal up until 2000? Well, that's a good question, but the answer would be that Seagram's, like any liquor company, knows that they got some people that just want to spend as little as possible on their liquor or any consumer product, because it doesn't matter what it is. So they're going to produce a cheaper version. Simple as that. They want to hit every market. They want to hit the super high hat market, which is why you got the Crown Royal 32-year age, hundreds of dollars per bottle. Very few people are going to buy that. Then you got your mid-range Crown Royal, which is going to be 99% of the sales, 95% of the sales at least. And then you've got your lower tier, and that's why they did that. Seagram's had their Harwood, Canadian Hunter, James Fox, for people that just want to not spend anything or spend as little as possible. It didn't really work for them because they still went out of business in 2000. But other companies do the same thing. Sazerac, great example. You can buy a $5,000 bottle of whiskey from them or a $5 bottle of whiskey from them. I bought a whiskey from them for $4.99. It was on super discount, but I still bought it. Hillbilly River says, hello from Arizona. Have you seen you was live. My dad drove for Stroh's for 30 years out of Indiana. Oh, really? Stroh's. He drove for the distributor, you mean? A Stroh's distributor? Or you actually work for the literal company? Yes, the distributor. Because usually people working for the distributor, they control the market. For Brahms, okay. Now, around here, it's Crescent Crown and Southern Eagle. That's the big one. Okay, so This one is less honey and more wood. So more honey, less wood, more wood, less honey. He was working for the distributor. Okay. Now the question is, which one tastes better? I think this must be the Harwoods because it has a very Crown Royalish type flavor, and maybe I like it more than Crown Royal. Oh, don't go tell anybody I said that. We don't want that out in the public. People will flip their lid. I guess I like them about the same. I'd score them both in the A range. Now that sounds preposterous. You said ain't no Canadian whiskey in the world that's selling for less than $20 that scores an A. You're crazy. I'm out of here. Bye bye for your channel. Get lost. Okay, fine. I can't control that. But I'm telling you now, I'm drinking both of these, or I should say I'm tasting. I wouldn't drink whiskey at 5:30 in the morning. I'm tasting both of these, right? And they're both scoring in an A, most excellent. Hey, some of these distilleries up there have been around for 170 years, 160 years. So I guess they kind of know how to do it. Good old Detroit, right? I hadn't been to Detroit in 10 years. I need to go back. I need to go back. You know, I don't need to go back. I want to go back. No, I mean, if I was looking to buy Canadian whiskey, and I guess I would be looking to do that maybe in a few years because I got so much backstock of it, I don't think I need to buy any for about 3 or 4 years, 5 years maybe. Or if somebody asked me what's a good brand to buy, these I would recommend both of these. And you'll save a good deal of money over Crown Royal. You hadn't lost anything. It's not like a substitute. These are not like substitutes where you spend less money and you get a little bit less of a product. It's not as good, but you save money so you tolerate it. That's a substitute. No, in this case, it's arguably better than Crown Royal, arguably, either one of these, and a good deal cheaper. Just goes to show you, you can buy cheaper stuff and it can be better than the mainline product. Not going to always happen. It's happening right now. You said, what about canned tamales? Canned beef tamales. Okay. Yes, I think the Food Club is just as good as the Hormel. Of course, it's probably made by Hormel, which is an interesting thing. If you buy Vienna sausage, you'll say, well, look, Food Club or Best Choice is just as good as Armour. If you look at the establishment code underneath the can, you'll find out it's made by Armour in Fort Madison, Iowa. Fort Madison, Iowa, on United States Highway 61 at the huge Armour Meats slaughterhouse, I guess, canning place. And that might be the reason that it tastes identical to. Now, somebody might say, oh, no, I know my Armour Vienna sausage. You'll never confuse me. Oh, really? Why don't you do a blind taste test live on the internet? I bet you'll never tell them apart. Because I have the opinion or the belief that it's just the same product and they'll stop production. Stop, change the labels. Then they do more. Okay, we're finished with Food Club. Stop, do best, always save. Okay, and during the day they did Armour. Okay, now do whatever brand. He said you probably do the same thing with whiskey. Well, you taste 25 whiskeys with all kind of obscure names from Canada. They all taste identical, more or less. You start getting that impression, don't you? But actually, none of these taste identical. They're very similar, but they're not identical. I got to say, they're not identical. They're not. I think that's the Canadian Peak. I love the bottle. Now, aesthetically, it's awesome. It's better than Crown Royal. It's got a wooden cap, a real cork. Crown Royal's got a plastic screw cap. It looks nice with the little crown. Look like something you'll catch at Mardi Gras. If you went to a Mardi Gras parade, some cheap made in China thing. But it does come with a bag, crown, you know, with that felt bag with the pull tie. So that's nice, the pull string. You know, can't argue against that. A lot of people collect those bags, use them to hold dice or whatever. But this looks great. Real wood, a pure hunk of cork, not the pressboard cork, and a beautiful glass with the Canadian Peak, you know, the mountains in the background and all of that. So it looks fabulous. And thankfully, it tastes fabulous. So you get everything that you want in Canadian whiskey, and it's $15.99, or it was when I bought it. Price could have gone up. Now here you got the plastic bottle, so yeah, you know, everybody's going to slag on that and say that's aesthetically terrible. Then you got conspiracy theorists say it's all chemtrails, and it's the Federal Reserve System and the Trilateral Commission that's trying to make you drink plastic out of plastic bottles so that you'll have radiation poisoning and die and join the Freemasons and get hoodwinked. Okay, well, it could be all of that, but it might just be because it's cheaper and it probably doesn't affect the liquor at all. You say, yeah, but you're a victim of the conspiracy. That's why you believe that. That's probably true. I probably work for them secretly and I'm reporting on everybody. I'm probably an informant. But other than that, it tastes really good. I'm enjoying a 750 centiliter, well, 75 centiliters, right, of Maris Sous Tripel right now. Been years since I had a Canadian whiskey. Well, I would recommend Canadian whiskey. Yeah, 750 milliliters. We all make mistakes, Friar. Even I make mistakes. As unbelievable as that is, that's just my. But as a comic, in all seriousness, folks, just as all humans are not identical. That's right. But as a comic, in all seriousness, I think it's really good. And I highly recommend it. And I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I've never heard of Harwood. Didn't know anything about it. But for $14.99 for that big bottle, I was willing to take the chance. And I'm glad I did because it's coming out great. Just fabulous. I remember the McKenzie brothers on the Great White North. Remember that talk show, Great White North? Bob and Doug McKenzie. They had a theme one night. Their theme for the show was, why are donut shop parking lots so small? That was an extremely good episode. Okay, now got it wrong. Ha 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 ha. So that's the third loss, third failure. Do I blame myself? Well, yeah, I got it wrong. It was on me. But also, they're very similar. I said that earlier, so I got confused, couldn't tell them apart. And I noticed the ones I got wrong were the ones that were so similar. Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so, well, that's it for Sazerac. I think I covered all of theirs. So now we're going to go on to, Gibson's from their own. Gibson's is owned by William Grant and Sons from Europe, but I don't really like Gibson's 12-year age, even though it's age 12 years, it's not for me, but I'll be fair with it. And then we got McAdams from Canada, bottled in Minnesota. That's a nice one. Nothing fabulous, but it's very nice. And then eventually we'll be at the end of the Canadian whiskeys, and then it's on to Ireland. Joey's watching, so it'll be on to Ireland. All right, well, I'm going to watch the news. Y'all take care and talk to you later.